Yo, what's going on? Chavo Guerrero Jr. here, giving a big shout out to Wrestling Rehab. Keep watching, keep listening, and viva la raza.
Órale. Órale, Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shouts to all the junkies out there. Let me go ahead and put that up just because I forgot. Man, Holmes, I'll tell you, it feels like I haven't been on here talking wrestling for like ever, man. Serio, dog. I'm like tripping out. I miss. I, I swear, man. I feel like it's been forever, and I'm like, man, I miss it. Like, I really, really want to come and talk wrestling, man. I really want to come and chop it up with the junkies, Holmes. Damn, man. So glad to be here. Midweek Mania. I missed this past Monday's live because I was at Monday Night Raw. If you guys saw the videos that I dropped, you know, when I do like kind of myself there at Monday Night Raw, I don't really like to show the results and all that stuff because that's stuff that you guys are watching on television. So, and by the way, you're probably getting a much better look at it than I am. So it's like, okay, let me show you the match that you're watching by multiple points of view. So I'm like, just, you know what? I'll show you guys what happens in between commercial breaks. And it's a little bit different. I always get reminded once I go to the shows, I get reminded that it's like, oh yeah, you know what? There's a live audience and they have to be entertained. There's something has to go on in between, right? When you see somebody come out, say like Becky Lynch comes out to the ring and she's out there, music playing, and then it's like you cut to commercial break on television. And when I'm at the pad or I'm just watching it, I'm just like, oh, okay. And then it just comes back and her music's playing, and then she gets the mic, and it's like, all right, I don't even put thought on what happened in between, you know, the commercial break. But being there, you're kind of reminded, it's like, oh yeah, so she's just standing there the entire time with her music playing. Like, how do you get everybody back up into it, man, to start cheering and all? So yeah, that's why I went ahead and just started putting the video together on what happens in between commercial breaks and stuff like that. But with that, man, there is a lot to get into, a lot going on in the WWE, man. I'm not even really sure where to start, but we're definitely gonna get into a lot of it. And if you guys want me to chop it up or touch on something, go ahead and let me know. But I guess, man, I'll just go ahead and start off, and we could talk a little bit about myself going to Monday Night Raw. That was kind of last minute. I was actually out in Vegas for the football game, Raiders versus Steelers football game. I drove back Monday and I got to the house. I needed to decompress a little bit. I'm like, oh man, I'm a little burned out. And then I'm like, well, Raw is just down the street from my house, right? So I'm like, oh, man, I looked at tickets. I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and attend. I just got back from Vegas. And I'm like, let me go ahead, get myself a ticket, and head over to Monday Night Raw. So I was there, man. I was definitely there. What's up, Best of Benny, straight out of the Rockies? Ha 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 ha. Long live Gunther, huh? Uh, Look, man. All right, it's something that I do want to get into. I definitely want to get into. But just because of you, Benny, just because you are in here, let's all take a moment and acknowledge our tribal chief. We acknowledge you, our tribal one. Did you buy a Gunther shirt? No, I did not. But let me go ahead and touch on this, man. And like I said, we'll get to a lot of things that's going around in the WWE. But let me go ahead and touch on this. Main event Jey Uso has gotten over. He has, man. His shirt sales were up there. People were buying his shirts. My two sons bought themselves some main event Jey Uso shirts. And look, man, hey, dog, I got to eat my words because I'm over here talking about like, oh, man, you know what? These guys cannot do it on their own. They need to be a tag team. If not, they will drown. I don't know if he watched Wrestling Rehab and he's over there talking about, hey, this fool Cholo Trucker is over here saying that I cannot be main event babyface, Holmes, without my punk ass brother. This dude over here on Wrestling Rehab is talking all kinds of massa, talking about that I'm gonna drown, that I need to be in a tag team with my brother, or else I can't make in the WWE. This dude's over here talking all kinds of massa. P.S. I'll tell you guys this. Now I gotta eat my words, homie. Because this guy is over. He is. When he came out, he got a pop. I mean, he's over, man. He's over. I'm gonna say he's right there, somewhat parallel with Cody Rhodes. When we're talking about the biggest baby faces in the business right now, Jey Uso has to be one of them. I'm not gonna say he's the one, but he has to be one of them. He definitely has to be mentioned. I still think Cody Rhodes is probably still the biggest baby face right now. But Jey Uso is somewhere around right there, man. So got to give it up to Jey Uso. And right now, in a time where he's not feuding with the bloodline, he's off on Raw, doing his own thing, starting his own feuds. Jimmy, Solo, Roman Reigns, they're not around him. So, look, man, big ups to him, dog. Big ups to him. I thought he was actually going to drown. I was wrong. He didn't drown. He actually became one of the biggest baby faces right now. How long does that last? I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not even really sure how old they are. I just know they've been in the business for a long time. You could see some gray popping up in their goatee. But nonetheless, he is over. He definitely is over, man. So look, shout outs to Jey Uso, man, for proving me wrong. Making me eat my words, putting some salsa and eat them. But it was fun. It was a good time. It was definitely a good time going out to Monday Night Raw, being there, all that good stuff, man. Fun. Nothing there that I saw to me that was that I could really report to you guys. I'll tell you guys this. When the Monday Night Messiah when Seth freaking Rollins came out, he stood in the middle of the ring, and I recorded it. I started recording because I was just like, damn, like a full minute has passed, and he's just standing there. And everybody's doing that, whoa, just chanting to his song. And I swear, man, it lasted literally about 2 minutes. I mean, he has the fans on the palm of his hand, or in the palm of his hand, I should say. Like, they just kept going. They were like, damn, man. I think he's a pretty big baby face, but as it stands right now, I think he's under Cody and Jay at the moment. I'm not saying who's more accomplished. I'm saying who's a bigger baby face. But I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this feud with him and Shinsuke to end. Zero interest in it. Zero interest. Let me talk about Dirty Dom. Dirty Dominic. Man, oh man, oh man. I'm a fan of quite a few different sports that I go to. Never, ever, ever, ever have I been in an arena where somebody gets booed so loud that you cannot even make out what they're saying on the mic. It was crazy. I recorded that if you guys want to go back and see it. But I was just like, wow. And I've been to quite a few WWE shows, but just in unison, man. Everybody just booing so loud. Not even when somebody's wrestling, not even when he's getting into the ring, but just when he's about to put the mic up to his mouth, everybody just boo. I mean, it was incredible, man. The energy of the boos, looking around, seeing people stand up just to boo the hell out of him. Man, this kid, in my opinion, is probably the best heel there is right now. He's part of a faction, yes. But I cannot think of a bigger heel at the moment than Dominic. And by the way, man, for this run that he has, for as long as it lasts, I think he'll go down as one of the biggest heels in WWE history. I'm sure at some point he'll turn face. I'm just talking about this run. I'm telling you guys, man, on the serio, it was incredible. Seeing people stand up on their feet, just how loud the boos were, just drowning everything out. You couldn't hear anything in there other than boo. I mean, it was crazy. Man, this kid is over. He is definitely over as a heel. And that match that he had with Dragon Lee, incredible. Incredible. Damn, what a good match. Best match of the night. Love that. Because Monday Night Raw started pretty weak for me. I was like, what the heck is this? Bronson Reed versus Otis? I don't give a rat's ass about these dudes. And then you bring out Tommaso Ciampa to throw down with one of Gunther's little punk ass homies. I'm like, what is this? Come on, man. Do better than this. And then the show started picking up a little bit. And I'm like, okay, it got good. It got good. We got some good matches. Drew McIntyre versus Kofi Kingston ended up being a good match. It didn't make sense to me. Like, Drew McIntyre is out there for Miz TV, which, by the way, Miz, man, I'll tell you guys, man, what a talent. What a talent. But he's out there for Miz TV. And then out comes the New Day. Does anybody know what the correlation between New Day and Drew McIntyre is? Because I don't. I was like, why did these guys come out? How does this fit to any type of storyline that Drew McIntyre has going on? Like, the story is Drew McIntyre allowed Jey Uso to get his ass kicked. And you got New Day coming out, calling him out on it. Like, it just didn't make sense to me. But I'm not going to complain too much because, like I said, it actually ended up being a pretty good match. And then he allows the New Day to get their asses whooped by the Viking Raiders. I mean, it wasn't all three of them. It was just Sarah Logan and I forgot his name. And then it's like, okay, everybody's looking. Everybody's watching. Is he going to help? Is he going to help or not? Yeah, he just walks away. Which means what? This is definitely coming to something, right? What do you guys think it's coming to? Because I'm trying to figure this out. Is it coming out that he's going to turn into a heel? If he is going to turn into a heel, why such a slow burn? Why a slow burn like this? I mean, he's really not turning on anybody. He didn't turn on Jey Uso. He didn't turn on the New Day. He doesn't owe those dudes anything. But why, if you're going to turn him heel, which I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying they are. But if you're going to turn him heel, why such a slow burn like this? I'm not really getting it. Or are they trying to bring him back as a big baby face by one day him coming out and helping everybody out who's getting jumped? I remember years ago when the WWE bought over WCW and ECW, there was that whole thing of the alliance, right? And I remember Vince at that time, Stone Cold was a heel, and Vince met up with Stone Cold at the bar. And he's all like, I need the old Stone Cold. And I remember you had a bunch of WWE talent getting their asses kicked in the ring by all these, finger quote, WCW and ECW guys. And then out comes Stone Cold, right? The savior. Not to say that this is on that level, but is it possible that they're going to go ahead and just have Drew McIntyre just walk away, let everybody get jumped, and then one day, just one day, You have the New Day getting jumped. You have main event Jey Uso getting jumped, and then out comes Drew McIntyre and start whooping some ass, and then everybody starts cheering, and here comes the big baby face. He's getting a big push. Drew McIntyre is. But not really sure what they're doing with that. Looks like there's a little bit of issues going on with Imperium, right? Gunther is not happy with his little punk ass homies. I don't know their names. I don't care about their names. I don't care about them. It's just not working for me. That bald headed dude and that Barbie looking vato. I don't care about his punk ass homies, dog. But apparently they're trying to make me care by. Oh man, there's a little bit of friction there. So we'll see what happens with that storyline. I got my plans for that storyline, but outside of that, the main event on Monday Night Raw was pretty damn good with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Their entrance, look, they're over. They are, man. I personally, I don't really like it, but especially when Sami Zayn comes out, everybody started cheering. I was just like, whatever. It's cool, I guess, but I don't want them to be tag team champions. Good match. Good match, actually. Still thought Dominic Mysterio and Dragon Lee was the best match of the night, but nonetheless, it was a good main event. Good main event. Way to cap it off. Had a lot of fun. Glad I went. I was still somewhat tired and burned out from Vegas. I was at Sunday Night Football the night before. But glad I went, man. Glad I went. It was fun, but a little bit of lackluster when it came to the star power. I'm like, okay, look. We didn't get Charlotte Flair. Didn't get LA Knight. Obviously, no Roman Reigns. Coming away from a time where, The Rock was in talks, apparently, with the WWE. I don't know where that's going to go. There was a whole strike in the film industry. I don't know if that had anything to do with John Cena and The Rock making themselves available for the WWE. But apparently that strike is over now. So do they still come around? I don't know, man. But I'm still holding on and hoping we get a WrestleMania main event with The Rock versus Roman Reigns. But anyway, getting a little ahead of myself on that one. So look, word is that LA Knight is sick. Apparently he got COVID and that's why he wasn't around, man. I was waiting for him to come around. I was waiting for Mommy to come out. We did not get Mommy. We did not get Charlotte. We did not get LA Knight. Apparently Mommy is hurt. LA Knight is sick. I think he's going to be back in 2 weeks or something like that. Charlotte Flair, I don't know. But yeah, I was just a tad bit disappointed that they didn't make an appearance. But anyway, look, I was having a conversation with somebody earlier today, right? And we're talking about LA Knight. Let me talk to you. And I was saying, is he not the perfect candidate to take the IC strap off of Gunther. You're trying to bring up Tommaso Ciampa, which some people do like him. All right, some people do like him. Some people were big fans of him down at NXT. Which, by the way, hey man, shout outs to NXT. NXT is really growing on me. It is. But you're trying to bring up Tommaso Ciampa, and now you're gonna have a contract signing with Gunther and Tommaso Ciampa. Contract signings are supposed to be something special for big matches. The Spencer Holmes, but you're not selling this to me. Tommaso Ciampa versus Gunther, and you need to have a contract signing like this is something huge. Now, you might, okay? Your plans might be for Tommaso Ciampa to take the IC strap off Gunther, which is fine by me to a certain extent. To a certain extent, because honestly, man, to me, I don't really care too much about Tommaso Ciampa. If you're a fan of Tommaso Ciampa, hey, Holmes, more power to you. It's fine. There's a place for him in the roster, but this guy hasn't really been doing much. Now, is this the push? Is this the push for him to become relevant like that? Look, man, I think this is the wrong push. You could have him feud with somebody else and get pushed that way. But because you want to have this punk ass vato named Gunther as the so-called greatest Intercontinental champion of all time, you're going to have somebody like Tommaso Ciampa dethrone him? No. See, that does kind of bother me. It does kind of bother me. That's what I'm saying, to a certain extent. Because do I want the IC strap off of Gunther? Yes, I do. I don't want him to be Intercontinental champion. I've been loud and vocal about it for a long time now. I do not want him to be Intercontinental champion. So if Tommaso Ciampa gets the strap off of him, am I happy with it? Yes and no. Yes, because Gunther will no longer be champion in the most prestigious championship ever, the Intercontinental champion, for me personally. But no, because you're having Tommaso Ciampa do it. You're having Gunther break the Honky Tonk Man's record, who, I don't really hold Honky Tonk as the greatest Intercontinental champion just because he's the longest reigning Intercontinental champion, or was. And then you're going to have somebody like Tommaso Ciampa that not too many people really give a rat's ass about, dethrone him to try to give him a push. You have LA Knight right there, waiting in the wings. So LA Knight is going to be away for about 2 weeks, right? Okay, cool. Now, maybe the whole contract signing thing is just to kind of throw people off. Maybe the contract signing is just to try to get Tommaso Ciampa a little bit more of a push. I don't know, man. But when I heard, oh man, next week is a contract signing with Gunther and Tommaso Ciampa, I'm like, what the hell is this? Are you settled? Come on, homie. This ain't no big match like that. The hell do you have Tommaso Ciampa in a contract signing? But oh well. If LA Knight is out for another 2 weeks because he's sick, okay, apparently, I don't know, maybe I think he got COVID or something like that. Here's what you do. You have, first of all, you have Gunther beat Tommaso Ciampa. Second of all, you have Gunther come out to the middle of the ring after Fastlane, get in the ring, and hype himself up. Talk all kinds of smack. Talking about that he's the greatest Intercontinental champion, even though he's not. Talking about that he's the longest reigning Intercontinental champion. Okay. Talking about that he's beat anybody and everybody that has stepped to him, which unfortunately he has. And talk about that there's nobody in the back, nobody in the locker room that can stand up to him and take his IC strap. As he says something like that, pow, LA Knight music hits. Remember, by that time, LA Knight would have been away for 3 weeks. By then, he would have been away for 3 weeks off of television. His music hits. He comes out. The place goes crazy. And I would say, don't wait for the next pay-per-view. I would say, take that strap off of him. Not right then and there, but make that the main event for that night. You want to see a great Intercontinental champion? We're talking LA Knight. Yeah, that was reported. LA Knight got COVID. Yeah. And word is he's going to be out for another 2 weeks. So it's possible that we could see him at Fastlane. That's it's possible. I don't understand the whole contract signing and Tommaso Ciampa. And like, what are you doing? How is this a big match? Because Tommaso Ciampa beat your little punk ass homie. Nobody even knows who this fool is. I'm not even talking about Tommaso Ciampa. I'm talking about his little Imperium clique. I don't even know what Tommaso Ciampa was doing before this. I know that he was, rolling around with the Miz a little bit a while back. What has he been doing? Because I don't know. But now he beats Gunther's little punk-ass homeboy dog, and now, oh man, it's a contract signing for the Intercontinental Championship. What the hell are you doing? I hope. Okay. Man, this is a go against. This is a go against every fiber in my body, Holmes. Okay. It is. But I'm thinking about the greater good. It's about the greater good. And as much as it pains and hurts me to say this, I hope Tommaso Ciampa does not beat Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. I know I said it. I know I said anybody. I know I said that. You go back a few weeks, I said, I don't care who it is, as long as the strap is off of Gunther. You know what? That time has passed. Why? Because Gunther now has beaten the Honky Tonk Man's record. So now it does matter to me. Before that, I was like, anybody. Tommaso Ciampa could have beat him before Gunther broke that record, and I'd be jumping for joy. What's up, Spider? What's up, Richard? I would have been jumping for joy, Holmes. But now that Gunther beat the Honky Tonk Man's record, now for me, it comes with a few stipulations. Now it just can't be a Tommaso Ciampa. Now, in all honesty, man, it needs to be LA Knight. It needs to be LA Knight. I know he came out, he cut that promo after he beat The Miz, talking about he's after gold. He even mentioned Roman Reigns. But in reality, a lot of people have not forgotten about the tribal chief, but have just kind of like let him step away. I don't really hear too many people talking about like, oh man, we need Roman Reigns back. But I'm telling you guys this, just to make it clear. I wanted anybody to take the strap off of Gunther before he broke the record. Now that he broke the record, now it does matter to me who takes the IC strap off of him. Now it does. Don't get it twisted, Holmes. Do not get it twisted. I do not want to see him as champion. I want him to lose the Intercontinental Championship. I do. But now it does matter to me who beats him for it. And it just can't be a Tommaso Ciampa. So we'll definitely see what happens with that as we fast forward. So check this out, man. The WWE has, let me see, I feel the same about Roman Reigns. The WWE has let go of quite a few talent. I don't know if everybody caught wind of it. Some of them were some pretty notable stars, but definitely well past their prime. Shelton Benjamin is gone, and look, I'll be real, man. I completely forgot about Shelton Benjamin. Look, when I was at Monday Night Raw this past Monday, they were filming main events. And I think main event comes out on Saturdays. It is not, let's make it clear, okay? It is not the same Saturday night main event from way back in the day because those were badass. Those were badass. And if you guys know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. Give me a hell yeah. But those, I mean, you go back many years ago, Saturday night's main event, those were badass. The main event that they have on the main event shows that they have on Saturdays today, it's nothing. It's nothing like that. And so when you got there, so the show starts 30 minutes before the on-air Monday Night Raw starts, and they're filming main event. And what matches do we got? We got Nikki Cross versus hey, man, I forgot. Maybe when my son shows up, maybe he'll remember, but I forgot. But basically, it was just a bunch of jobbers. No offense to anybody who loves Nikki Cross. And who the hell she faced, man? I forgot who she faced. Anyway, it's not the Saturday. It's not the Saturday night main events back from the '90s or anything like that. When those were badass. But Shelton Benjamin, from what I understood, was doing Saturday night main events, and I completely forgot that Shelton Benjamin was even still with the company. Now, he was somewhat relatively, a big star, sort of. But, notable name. He's gone. They got rid of him. Dolph Ziggler. He's gone. Now, I was talking to somebody today. I got to get this guy on the show, man. Just so you guys could beat him up with me. Because every time I talk wrestling with this guy, I swear, Holmes, I swear, I either want to hit him over the head with a shovel, or I want to hit myself over the head with a shovel. Either way. But he was just like, oh, man, I'm just really, really surprised at Dolph Ziggler. Like, that was a huge name. And I'm like, well, was he really? I mean, once upon a time, he was somewhat of a pretty big star. Don't get me wrong, but what has Dolph Ziggler done in the last 3, 4, 5 years? That's another guy I kind of forgot about. Show with everything from start to finish. A little over 3 hours. So Pacific time, Raw on television starts at 5 Pacific time. If you're there, it starts at 4:30 because you got two dark matches, but in reality, they're not really dark matches because they're filming Saturday night or Saturday main event. And there was 2 matches. I forgot what the matches were. They're notable names. I don't want to say like they're complete nobodies. Like Nikki Cross was one of them. I forgot who she faced, Richard. And there was another chick fight too. I forgot who it was. But yeah, it was not anything that interesting. But yeah, so like, and then when the show went off air, the guys, the Judgment Day, come back out and they start rumbling with everybody again. So, and then after that, Cody Rhodes got the mic and said, God bless everybody, man. Thank you so much for coming out and da, da, da. And then there it was over. So, yeah, little over 3.5 hours. But them releasing Dolph Ziggler, I was like, okay, shout outs to Dolph Ziggler, who I thought was a pretty damn good wrestler. Okay. I do. And like I said, he was at one point, I don't want to say a big star, but a big enough star. But I'm talking to this dude today. He's all like, oh man, like, wow. Like that surprised everybody. Because that's a big name. And I'm like, is it? Is it really? It's a notable name, yes. He had his moments in the business in the WWE, yes, but I wouldn't say Dolph Ziggler is a big name today, or last year, or the year before that, or the year before that. For me, he never caught on. Look, there was a time, and if people could remember, back when Vicky Guerrero was like his manager, there was a time that he was doing somewhat of some big things. I mean, he was champion at one point. Look, he had his moments. He did. He definitely had his moments. Mid card, you know what, Richard? Like, let's say the WWE did not let him go, right? Like, let's say he was still with the business today, and I brought up Dolph Ziggler. I think he's actually even below mid card today, right now. I can't remember the last feud he was in. I can't remember the last storyline he was in. I can't remember the last match he was in. At one point, like I said, he had his moment, but I was just surprised that this dude that I was talking to, he's all like, "Oh man, he's been with the business for what, like 20 years? He's a huge, I mean, that was a huge name for them to let go." And I'm like, "Okay, dog, you're tripping, Holmes. Okay, yes, he's a name. People, when people say, when you say the name Dolph Ziggler, people know who you're talking about. So yes, he's a recognizable, notable name. I get it, but he was not lighting up. He was not electrifying the company, especially, especially in these last few years. I forgot he was on the roster. How about that? I completely forgot he was on the roster. Putting people over, yeah, yeah. He's a good wrestler. Don't get me wrong. He's a good wrestler, just like Shelton Benjamin's a good wrestler. Last feud, I think, was Braun in NXT. And see, that's the thing. That's the thing. He was in NXT. A lot of people forget that. He wasn't even up on the main roster. He was in NXT. Good wrestler. Look, I'm sure he could go to another promotion and be somewhat of the big guy there, but I don't know how old he is. I doubt that he'll come back to the WWE and be the guy. He might come back one day, but I don't think he'll ever be, the guy or somewhere around in that area. So those are two guys that are notable names, Shelton Benjamin, Dolph Ziggler, that are now gone. Two veterans that had a pretty good career, but if we're going to be honest, in the last few years, nobody really gave a rat's ass about them. Matt Riddle, gone. Now, this one is a little more interesting to me. It's a little more interesting to me because this guy still has a lot to give to wrestling. What a talent. Now, I don't want to exaggerate and say, like, whoa, this is the best wrestler I've ever seen. No, but the guy is entertaining. The guy can wrestle. The guy can go. The guy can put some great entertaining matches. Gone. He is gone. Now, I've heard Tony Khan from AEW come out and criticize this. Well, hey, check this out, man. Are you going to hire him? Because that'll make some waves for AEW. Definitely will. But do you want those problems? Because as we know now, Matt Riddle comes with baggage, unfortunately. Because Isvato's got the moves. He could put the matches on. And yeah, man, I was entertained by Matt Riddle. The original broster. Gone. I agree, Spider. I agree. I agree. Look, AEW or any promotion out there. Will you take him on? Probably you will. Probably you will. Why? Because you're getting I don't want to exaggerate and say a big star, but you're getting a big enough star that's going to make waves, right? It's not like you're getting the tribal chief over there, but you're getting a notable star from the biggest wrestling promotion in the world ever. And people are going to know who he is. And he is talented. but you got the baggage to deal with. Now I thought he had potential, but has a lot of baggage. Richard, you worked in the business, Holmes. You worked in the business. How many times do people have to look away from the talent's baggage and say, like, you know what, we're going to look past that? Or does it matter who you are? I'm sure it does, right? I'm sure it matters how much money you're bringing to the company. What's up, Vanessa? I'm sure that has to matter. I remember hearing so many stories of Stone Cold Steve Austin, but good old Vinnie Mac doing everything and anything he could possibly do to keep all that stuff under wraps. Hey, man, he's abusive. Hey, keep it down. I'm going to use my billions to keep all that under wraps. Why? Because he's making bank for us. So, do I think Matt Riddle lands up in one of these other promotions? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's too talented not to. But even then, I think he ends up getting the boot from those promotions as well, unless he cleans it up. Unless he cleans it up. One more thing I want to touch on before we wrap it up, man. We're getting close to an hour here, but two more things. One is this. Do you guys like SmackDown being on Fox? Because I loved it. I did. I thought I loved SmackDown being on Fox. I just think it's just a heck of a lot better. It's not really cable TV. Even though today I don't know. Can you get table? Okay, does anybody know? Can you get regular local channels with just a regular antenna like you could back in the day? With the rabbit ears and putting foil paper and all that stuff to get a better reception? Or am I tripping? Do you need like some sort of actual different type of upgraded antenna? Because I remember when the note came out where it's like, hey, regular antennas will no longer work. That was years ago. And instead, you had to purchase this little antenna box. It looked almost like a little cable box. I'm sure all this is upgraded today, but it looked kind of like a little small cable box, but I guess it was just an antenna to get your local channels. But I just kind of like the fact that it was on Fox. Well, if nobody knows this, or if you guys have not heard, I'll go ahead and tell you guys that hang on, let me turn off my notifications here. Spence about that. Let me see. If you guys are not here, Fox and the WWE are parting ways. Yes, SmackDown and the WWE are going their separate ways. The WWE with SmackDown, the SmackDown show, because Raw was on USA or is on USA. SmackDown has been on Fox for, I'm not really sure if anybody could help me out. It seems like it's been probably about 4 years, 3 years. Doesn't seem like it's been that long. Well, they are now parting ways with Fox, and now they are signing a 5-year deal, or they did sign a 5-year deal with the USA Network. So now both Monday Night Raw and SmackDown will be on USA. I'm not sure when that starts. I'm not sure, but I think the contract is good all the way to the end of this year. So I believe, and don't quote me on this one, I believe SmackDown's going to continue to the end of this year on Fox. I could be wrong on that one though. But nonetheless, SmackDown is eventually heading over to USA Network. They signed a 5-year deal contract. So now, like I said, Raw, SmackDown, both on the same network. How do I feel about that? Look, I'm cool with it and I'm not cool with it. I kind of liked that SmackDown was on a different network, and I thought it kept it competitive. You know, I thought it kept it like Fox looking at USA and saying, "Hey, check this out, WWE. Why is USA getting this type of product over there, and we over here are getting a lower tier type of product like Charles?" So then WWE has to step up their game and make SmackDown that much better. And if SmackDown gets that much better, then USA says, "Hey, hold on, homie. We've been here with you guys with Raw for years. Now you bring in this new little booty over here in Fox where you guys have SmackDown, and they're getting the tribal chief. They're getting Charlotte. They're getting all these stars. Hey, what about us, homie?" So now the WWE has this competition going back and forth with networks. Well, now that's kind of gone, or that's going to be gone. So, man, we'll see what happens with that. Let me see. I just got a text in right here. Remember X Pac back in the day throwing up. All right, so I'll go ahead and I'll throw this out there, man, about X Pac throwing up in front of everybody. Wow. And having a lot of wrestlers like that. I bet, man. I bet. It's all about who puts money in Vince's pockets. That's yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I get, man. So X Pac. X Pac goes and throws up in front of everybody, man. Yeah, so look, when it comes to Matt Riddle, I think Matt Riddle is definitely going to land in some promotion, and give it about a year, maybe 2 years. They're probably going to get tired of his antics, and he's going to be gone from there as well, depending unless he cleans up his act or not. Hey, so I want to touch on that network thing. The last thing, man, we are back here on Wrestling Rehab. I feel like I've been gone forever, man. Damn. But it's just I had a lot going on, man. It was traveling weekend. Had to go out to Vegas for the football game, for the Sunday night football game, and all that good stuff. But man, we're back in action. Let's do this, man. Wrestling Rehab, man. I am glad, man. I miss talking wrestling, man. Serio. I just felt like I just was missing out on all the good stuff, man. But yeah, we'll be back, man. Hopefully I can do another live. If not, I'll be dropping some more videos this week. And I'll definitely be back live, man, for Wrestling Rehab before Monday Night Raw this coming Monday. So you guys tune into that as we count down to Fast Lane. So that one's kind of going over people's heads, but nonetheless, it's there. That was a good game, guys. Yeah, man. All right. Hey, man. So, Vanessa, hey, look, I'll be back, man. You guys have a great one. Cholo Trucker, Wrestling Rehab. I'll catch you guys on next one.